better, honestly. Now, I really like, as you see, we are day. We're looking at the day right now, but when I started recording, it was night. I absolutely love the fact that night and day are like the thing in the game like that. You see the sun? It's such a cool sun. Well, whatever. I really like those sculptures that are created. Like the entire aesthetic about these chars is completely its own. Like it's a different IP. Like it completely runs by its own. So is everything else, but not quite. No. I mean, of course, it's true enough for everybody, for each their own. But I really like the smudged. Well, smudged resolution because it's not HD footage. That's a one thing, of course. But because my machine is not really gaming, but let's just remove that one from equation and just enjoy the game. And the general those cogs on the floor and whatnot, that this sort of fictional technocracy, if you will, fictionalized technocracy. Now let's have a closer look at guns. Yes, that's a rifle. Now those are amulets sections. If you can see there, customize. So you use customize on the items that you wear, and then you select whatever stats you want, and then the exclamation mark disappears. That's what I applied to that. As you can see, there are players everywhere. Now to the left, that's AI. That's basically, but that one was the player. This game basically, what is it? 10 plus, 15 plus years already. I think roughly 15 plus. Yeah, yeah. Counts like getting there at least, you know. So, all right. So these are the starting areas, as you can probably see, and let me have a closer. You see, my stats, my how to call it, traits are not yet unlocked. Now those are engineer build storage. At this build storage, you can have basically pre-built builds, obviously stored. What a logic! What a phrase, right? And then you can reactivate them through means of those items over here. You see, there are nine sets, and you can obviously have different. So the first one is gear that you have. The second one is the traits that you can switch. So basically, you can mix and match however you want them, creating like literally. You see those three in the main window, three not unlocked yet. Those are gonna be your basically traits, like talent trees, if you will, in the old language. This is experience bar. Experience bar is just like most how to call it, sort of subjective to the game, because it scales down to where you are. You can be like level 80, which is the level cap if they not increase that. Now those underwater. Terrestrial, no, not terrestrial. So basically, it requires level 8. So those are underwater gears. I already unlocked that, but returning back to my discussion of the level system. In the levels, leveling is basically quite a little bit irrelevant because it scales around, which creates this dynamic that you can really revisit any location, and it's very different from something like WoW, but it's also very good. That means that everything scales down. Your damage output scales down, everything. But it does shows you your original stats. It just shows you like stats that's been applied to your character considering this place where you are at, and that's perfectly fine, you know, because considering like it doesn't really break immersion for me, but many people may find that difficult, because I know that I actually learned to kind of to let go, you know, Warcraft concepts and stuff like that, you know, in order to play this game, in order to enjoy this game. Now, that's a topic of its own. And as you can see, 10, 15 years later, the game works, right? Now, all things considered, the I kind of lost the thought, honestly. I was talking about scaling to an experience bar. Experience bar, yeah. Let's just read a little bit of Blunderbuss. It's literally called Blunderbuss, yo. I'm not making that stuff up. So as you see on the okay, net shot, good. The net shot basically is stun lock. It throws a net out of the gun. That's an overcharged shot. This one pushes the enemy away, like knock them out. That's both stun lock and damage and whatnot. Those elixir age. It gives you that one active throwable skill. So basically, you either drink that elixir by having that skill in here, or you can throw it by using Q down there, and you can aim it at the enemy, and you can aim it at allies. Basically, that's what it does. If skill like that has sort of negatives, those apply to the enemy mobs or stuff like that. This is your mount, Raptor. Right now I have Raptor, and once you unlock them, you will be able to select them at this button down there, at this location. Now let's have a look at the map. Gunbridge Hills. Those are starting areas. You see the heart nearby there. That heart indicates the progress of the overall progress. How much of what left in order to zone to be completed. Now you can inspect players. As you can see, this is a hunter tab. I played a little bit. I tested hunter. I really like. You can basically pet. You can pet pets and then use them as a, well, look at this scary insect. Jesus, it looks scary. Now this one is the farm. The rancher. You see, the text is not really that. I can't read that. I fixed that on a later footage. So basically, you need to first remove all this. Boom, down you go. When you search, you get this stuff that you can then sell. You see, this is just trash. You can sell that at nearby vendor. And once you finish her quests in here for that woman, she basically becomes your vendor. And that's kind of basic concept throughout the whole Tyria. Throughout Tyria, at least. There are different regions in the game at this point. There are quite tons of content, but the game works. Like, look, you kind of garage dwelling anthropomorphic cow is what you are. Now those are actually good. You see that you get some rare stuff from completely random. Mob, mighty gloves, mighty boots, and you select to your class. You see, once those are red, those are not for your class. So once you select it, you see if it's new. Once you see, it says skin unlocked. Once the skin is unlocked, you can then use transmogrification, let's use this wow word, to convert any other items you will ever acquire in this game to look like that. Yeah. So those early items, they're not there is salvage kits, you know. Salvage kits also have different tiers, and they produce different quality items. Boom. See, there was another player. And to the right you see the progress bar and the heart indicating now that we finished the, yep, and the message, thank you for your help, Brimcoil. Now you can actually walk through my barn without getting a face full of spider web. So you're getting merchant unlock, and down there 90 karma. Have you seen this purple 90? It was karma. Then karma over here. That one is unlocked now. The karma is unlocked once received upon basically doing daily quests. It's not daily quests, but helping to all of those. So it's just very direct generating. It's a currency that you're gonna use. You see that's triangle karma, which means that for karma you can buy different stuff. You see down there 33,000 karma, like this one. And all of those other items are also currencies from, see that symbol wallet, you can switch between transmogrification and all the other stuff. These different currencies are used in different locations. And then the game does interesting, I observed. See here you can buy for the karma. It even shows you symbol of the karma, this triangle, purple triangle. And then the game does something interesting. Just a second. You see, it shows that I have. They won't fuck off, those freaking spiderlings. Those are very, 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 very basics for very, very cheap amount of karma stuff. But since I'm only level 47.4, whatnot, see, I can't use that one. So I might as well buy long swords. I cannot use, but I have this Spanish sharpener. Like you see this oil, it says that those two and the oil, those are two different types of bones. You see, it's symbol range in there, and then down on the bar also range. You see, apple now, burning increase. Now, what does burning means? Burning means that any skills that you fire and whatnot, or any traits as a talent tree, can be then sort of amplified by use of those bones, which is why I do cooking, because you can actually produce some stuff that you eat and they're gonna fart fire, if you will. It's gonna multiply that fire effect. Every class has a little bit of, now that one, enchantment. So there's an enchantment and they sell junk, just as I mentioned previously. Enchantment is exactly that gives you those oil stuff and whatnot, the second bone that you can use. You can't salvage those early items, so you can just throw them out. Just click, hold, and fling them out of the bags and then destroy them. It always worked like that. Sorry. The game is filled with items. It's gonna bury you in items as you go along, because there's, you see that symbol over there, compass like, that one is basically event. Then in the right upper corner you see herd castle into the herd kettle into the pan. Sorry, I fixed the text on the later recording, but for now it's like that. So that's triggered event. Maybe because there are a few players in the proximity which triggers event, maybe not, but it's irrelevant. It's nice that it does that. And the important thing that everybody can participate into that particular event. I was kind of lame here because I couldn't quite remember what do I do with those cows? Right, I'm a cow myself.